Hey everyone, it's Michael Swaim here for IGN, joined by Lucy O'Brien. Hi Lucy.
Hi, Swaim. How are you?
I'm great. It's always great to see you. And we are talking leaks and leak
Leaks.
culture. That's right. Obviously, there's been some very high profile leaks lately. So high profile, I don't need to reference them by name. But we wanted to dig in and sort of talk about leak culture in general and how it's grown and how it will probably continue to be a part of the gaming lifestyle. Tell us a little bit about, there was a big article piece recently about leaks that this video is sort of built around. What did you guys discover?
Well, I think what we discovered is, the idea behind this piece was to look at all aspects of leaks, how it affects developers, how it affects gamers, and also the sort of inherent seductive nature of leaks. It's a very multifaceted thing. And I think what we sort of discovered is that because video games are marketed as they are, which is basically with tons of hype and secrecy behind them, it's inevitable that people are going to want to know more. People are going to want to seek out information for games that they're going to spend a lot of money on, and also games that they're incredibly passionate and interested, and there's absolutely no sort of doubt in my mind, like behind people wanting to seek out leaks. It makes complete sense to me. I'm not one of those people that likes to seek out leaks, but I understand the mentality behind it. I think
Really, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I just want you to unpack that a little bit, only because I don't, which is to say, the more passionate I was about something, the more I would want to, eat that meal as the chef intended. You know what I mean?
I totally do.
It seems like you are getting a quick dopamine hit by opening your Christmas presents early at the cost of now you don't get to have Christmas. Didn't you want to have real Christmas?
I mean, I was one of those kids that did one year open my presents early, and it was not the rush that I had anticipated. But I guess what I'm saying is I understand the impulse behind it.
Yeah.
I really do. What I don't understand is springing leaks on people who don't want to be leaked. Springing leaks on people who don't want that information. I understand seeking them out. I understand why they exist. I understand that they're an inevitability, considering the industry is built on hype. But I definitely don't appreciate people being like gotcha when it comes to leaks. Like if people want to be spoiled, let them spoil it for themselves. Let them seek that information out. I really don't have a lot of faith. So I don't have a lot of goodwill towards people who choose to spoil things for others when they don't want them to be spoiled.
And I think they want you to not have goodwill towards them. That's almost I don't fully get it, but that's the troll thing about it. Do you feel that that's unique to video games, or I wonder if leaks have increased lately, or if it just feels like that because of the internet? Because I think back to, people were spoiling Harry Potter books at that time. The internet existed, but it was nothing like it is now. Or do you think there's something unique about video games that makes leak culture so prevalent? There's 40,000 members on the Reddit video game leaks board, for example.
I think it just comes back to the fact that, we are taught as gamers to anticipate the reveal of secrets at things at events like E3 and events like Gamescom, and we're sort of told to wait until then, and we're very much drip-fed information in a way that I feel doesn't exist for mediums like film. Yes, film is probably the most comparable industry to the video game industry in terms of how hype is built, in terms of how information is fed to fans. But really, video games take it a step above in terms of and here's a couple of screenshots, but that's all you get for months. And it's just I do understand why people want to break that system, want to crack that system, and want more information. But I do think video games are a particularly hype-driven medium, particularly hype-driven industry. And there are a lot of sleuths out there that want to, get every piece of information they can. And that's why we're seeing things like, oh, there's a guy who took a photo of a developer's laptop on a train, or, surprise, this game was revealed by a keychain. I mean, we're an information-hungry fan base. So
in some cases they encourage it. Like we covered the Hideo Kojima Easter egg on his pencil in his Twitter feed. There's a dialogue between the creators and the fans. I think that's really interesting. Like how video gaming breaks hype down to the smallest components, because it's true. Even with film is inherently designed to say, sit back, let me tell you a story. Video games, by their nature, sort of train us to learn a system, understand a system, control the system, and then break the system. And for better or worse, gamers are applying that to the reality of the industry itself. They're like, I wonder if I can break that system. And we're seeing the consequences of that unfold.
Yeah, absolutely. And, until that cycle doesn't exist, and until video game developers and publishers give absolutely full transparency to everything, which I hope they never do.
It's fun. It's part of the party. Yeah.
Hype is absolutely fun. If we knew everything about everything, it would be really boring. Leaks are ultimately an inevitability. They're not going anywhere. It's just kind of up to us to arm ourselves as best we can if we don't want to get spoiled.
And if you want to know even more about leaks, you can see our full in-depth piece, which we spent a lot of time working on and developing. And by we, I mean not me at all. Lucy, you and one of our freelancers, Luke Winky, worked on that piece, right? What is the headline of that so people can find it?
Absolutely. It's this is what happens when a video game leaks. You can check that out. It's very in-depth. We've got a lot of interviews across all facets of leak culture. So please check it out. It's a very nuanced topic, but as discussed in that piece, leaks aren't going anywhere, and they will continue to exist. And it's just it's up to us to sort of arm ourselves against that as much as possible.
Absolutely, and we'll continue to do that as we, along with you, adapt to the reality of leaks for major games, minor games, everything under the internet sun. And we'll be back to talk about that more, as always, at IGN.